Hey everyone, welcome to Click 3D. This is the program where we talk about how you can use your digital camera to create 3D models. The first one is that the surface that you're working with has to be planar. What I mean by that is it has to be flat. So you can't have something like this, and then all of a sudden there's a corner that's bent or it's wavy like this. Okay, it has to be generally flat. And it doesn't have to be perfectly flat. There's very few things that are actually perfectly flat, but so long as it can be assumed to be flat, that would be okay. Now, if it's a rectangular or square object, then it's assumed that the corners are at 90 degrees to each other. So the different sides or different lengths, they should be known and they should be equal to one another. And that would be useful, in the case of if it's a window, if it's a door or something like that, you pretty much know that the top and the bottom of the door or the two sides are equal in length. So that's helpful. The other thing is that if you're going to be taking measurements, the object that you're taking measurements of needs to be on the surface of the plane. So if you have a flat plane and there's an object that's sitting on the ground or whatever, you can measure where it touches the ground. So wherever you see that object, on the ground, that would be okay. So if somebody's standing on a plane, a sidewalk, or something like that, you can measure where their feet are located. But without doing some other more complex things, it's difficult to measure their height going upwards. Okay, now there are techniques to do that, but in the method I'm talking about today, where you're just gonna what's called rectify a single plane or a single image in one plane, then you're really just measuring on the ground. And this is good for historical images too. So the nice thing is it doesn't have to be a digital image. It could be any image at all. Could be a section or a cropped image. Could be something that came from film or textbook, whatever. But so long as it's rectangular or square, then you can work with it. Also, if you want to be able to take measurements, you're going to need some kind of a reference measurement. Okay, something should be known about it, so that you can say at least from one edge or one length or something is at a specific length in centimeters, inches, feet, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And if you can get additional measurements, so you have other things that are available to you as a check, that's a great to do. So you can scale one length, and then when you get in, you can measure a couple other things and just make sure that your measurements are pretty close.